Welcome Aquarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 24th of June for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now is your event chart right at the start of the week. You still have that cluster of energy, which for you is very practical. The 6th house can be about revisions, little changes we make, particularly with Mercury there, that can be beneficial for our overall life structure, the organisation and efficiency of things, little tweaks around diet, fitness, but also it can be around jobs. But because Saturn, your traditional ruler, is going to be linking up in a very productive way this week with Mercury, and Mercury in the 6th house has a very Virgoan feel, it's possible for you to drill into the detail in a very effective way. So if you wanted to just make the most of your resources or explain an idea, the chances are you can do it very well. But also as the week begins, with coming out of that full moon energy, which was very sensitive in the 12th house, could have aroused some anxieties or concerns. But the moon then meets Pluto in your sign early on Monday. And that's going to give you a sense of conviction. Whatever you're dealing with, you're going to deal with it on your terms with that combination. It's going to make you much more feisty in a way, but it does apply in a bit of an awkward way with the Sun in your 6th house. And if there is a situation where you're being asked to bend into other people's needs and be sacrificing, and it feels like your own personal situation isn't really being considered, that could actually frustrate you a little bit. But Jupiter sparkling away in your 5th house just says to you, fall back on your personality power, because Jupiter forges a great link to both Venus and also the Sun as the week goes on, and your imagination and flair could actually be something that other people start to become much more aware of. In fact, with Uranus linking to Mercury as the week goes on, your fresh approach, perhaps sometimes your more inventive and innovative ideas are not always adopted because people don't quite get where you're coming from at that precise moment. But someone could be more receptive. And Venus and Mars in your 4th house, is giving you a lot of determination to stand up for what you need emotionally. They come up to a peak by the end of the week, which can be helpful too. In a romantic context, if you do live with someone, one of the best ways to ensure harmony this week is to get a fairer share of the domestic load. So if you're doing too much, put your foot down a little bit and get them to do more. Even if you have kids, everybody pitches in a little more. It's going to make you feel much more fulfilled. However, as the week draws to a close, Saturn, your traditional ruler, does go into a retrograde. Now, over the last 15 months, you may have had to really batten down the hatches a little bit when it comes to everyday costs. And maybe it's also felt you've had to work on becoming much more conscious of your personal value. There can be more of this over the next 20 weeks through the retrograde, but actually think about what you've learned since last March 23, and I feel that you can use that to guide you through this next phase of Saturn's journey through this area. Don't underestimate your hidden resources or your experience or your resilience. These are great qualities that you may not be celebrating in the way you could. Now, when it comes to your love life, it is true that Black Moon Lilith has been in your 8th house, which can be quite hot. Black Moon Lilith is very much about what we yearn for, the forbidden fruit, the 8th house, but because it was hosted by Virgo, there's a kind of incompatibility between the 8th house lure of intimacy and Virgo's need for everything to be very sanitized, clean, and a little bit detached. But Black Moon Lilith moves into your sister sign of Libra, and it could be through go into evening classes on an educational course, travel, a holiday. You may encounter someone between now and next March who really could be of great interest and fascination to you. Have a great week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now.